There are three main reasons why self-awareness is so important in terms of your manifesting. These three components are key to preventing you from self-sabotaging your manifestation.
Have you ever thought about how your beliefs affect your manifestations and how they can determine the outcome?
Have you ever felt that you are putting your intentions out there to the universe and it feels like nothing is happening? You feel like something is going wrong, but you want to amp up your manifestations, but nothing is happening and you kind of feel like you're blocked somewhere. Self-awareness is key in terms of our manifestations, because if you don't know what is happening internally and externally around you, you could be self-sabotaging your own manifestation. With self-awareness, this is where it all starts, right here, your heart center, your soul level. We are all aware of three things: a lack, a need, or a dream. So what are your beliefs? Like, what do you believe in?
If you don't believe in a higher power or source, spirit, the universe, there's a chances that you're very ego driven, and your manifestations, your desires all come from the ego. Your motivation, everything will stem from what the ego wants. It's important to know and understand your beliefs so you have a starting point for your manifestations. Your beliefs can, if you're not aware of your beliefs, affect your manifestations from coming true. For example, if you are wanting to apply for a corporate job, but as a woman, you feel that only men get ahead in that industry and only men rise to the top, to the executive level, you are least likely to try. So at that point, when you assess or determine your manifestation and you evaluate your beliefs, you can determine whether or not those beliefs are true, they're true to you, or if it's just something that you've picked up from somebody else or society and something you've taken on for yourself. So is it your belief or is it not your belief? And if so, will you allow it to affect your manifestations from coming true?
You don't always have to fix your beliefs in order for your manifestation to come true. But like Crystal said, you need to be aware of them so it doesn't prevent you from taking those initial steps you need to move forward towards your manifestation. So it can prevent you from starting at all, if that makes sense. Prevent you from starting the journey towards your manifestation. In terms of what you want to manifest, think about the beliefs you have towards that manifestation, the good, the bad. Where did it stem from? If you are totally resonating with any of the things we're saying here, please like and subscribe to keep this message going forward. So component number one is, who is your support system? Who are the people around you? And how do they make you feel?
Take inventory of the people around you, the people that lift you up and the people that lift you down. The people in your life can affect your manifestations. The people that lift you up leave you feeling like your glass is half full, your vibe is higher, your energy is higher, and you feel better when you hang around with those people. When you hang around with negative people, sorry, not sorry, you are probably more on the negative side yourself, and that is because like attracts like. So take inventory of everybody around you, evaluate your friends, your family, and kind of see where you fit into that scenario. Another reason that we really look at our relationships and the people in our lives, because those people, you can't always run away from the negative people in your life, whether it be your mother, your sister, those people are there. But we'll have to learn to navigate through them. Before you share what you're going to do and what you are manifesting in your life and that you are manifesting, stop and ask yourself, is this somebody who is going to support me, or is this somebody who, in turn, with being negative, could potentially sabotage me?
I have a good story for you about taking inventory. This one really happened to me. I had a friend who I really thought was a good friend, but when I took inventory and I paid attention to actually how I felt and how my body felt, I realized this friend wasn't there for my best version of myself, for my best interest. Every time I would go around this person, I would feel such anxiety and judgment, but yet this person acted very kind and complimented me, but then there was a backhand behind it. And when I was growing and expanding, and I guess you could say when my light was kind of shining more bright, that person didn't like it very much. So she made sure that my light would stay down at a level that made her feel comfortable. So it really put me on edge. And then I really started to second guess myself or knowing who I truly was or what I was doing. And it kind of messed me up every time we made plans or went around that person. So finally, when I was doing the inventory, I decided that I needed to do something about this relationship because it wasn't serving me anymore. I mean, another example I have is I feel like you become your environment. So you have to be very careful more of like who you surround yourself with. In my old, I used to work in healthcare for 12 years. That environment was very negative and the morale was down. And I started slowly ending up becoming exactly like that until again, I had to pause and reflect and reframe myself. Before we go into the next component of self-awareness, here's a thing that you can do to help you with your inventory. So create a list, an inventory list of all the supports around you. And how do those people support you? And how do they make you feel when you are around them? Another thing after you've taken inventory, another key component is to change your perspective. Because sometimes when you're in a situation and you are around those people, like when Crystal says sometimes you can't avoid all those people, a good thing is changing your perspective about them. You know, maybe put yourself in their shoes, maybe try to understand they're coming from good intentions, but maybe they're not really understanding what they're saying or doing. So it just allows you to kind of just step back a bit and kind of look outside of things and kind of look in with a different lens to help you not change your mind about where you're going and what you want to do. Because if you change your perspective to their perspective, it can influence your manifestations. And then it just kind of keeps you checked in and it keeps that little boundary between you. And then that perspective just makes things a little bit lighter and easier. Because sometimes if we don't change our perspective about someone, say someone that's negative and kind of bringing us down, then we can get into that trap and we can go down a loophole in our head. And then we can start replaying a scenario over in our head and ruminate what they have done to us, and we can make it bigger and bigger and bigger. So to prevent all that, just stop, pause, do a little bit of reflection and changing your perspective. So we actually have a beautiful gift for you. If you want to work on the areas of your manifestation, we have a beautiful 5 techniques with a wonderful grounding meditation. It's free and it's just in the description box. Please click if you're interested in that.
So when we look at negative self-talk, we all have a vibration or an energetic level that we admit from ourselves to the universe, and the universe responds in kind. So when we go into that negative self-talk and we kind of put ourselves down and we get into that pattern, those thoughts and those things that we tell ourselves, it's almost like it can create a short circuit in our energy, in our body. And that's kind of where the term about block comes from. And what it actually is like it's creating a short circuit in yourself. And the universe does not know how to respond energetically at a higher level to that vibration. So as you step into the flow of energy and manifestation, the negative self-talk and the things you say about yourself will and can affect your energy in terms of manifesting. Your body only knows exactly what your brain tells. It doesn't know the difference. So to your body, stress is stress, love is love. And when you're in those feelings and those emotions and what the storyline that you tell yourself in your head, your body does not know whether it's true or not. So that's where we really need to take inventory of what it is that we're telling ourselves. You become what you tell yourself. So negative self-talk, very, very important.
The other thing to be aware of in terms of negative self-talk is other people's storylines. So sometimes when we hear a story or an experience or a friend says something about themselves or about anyone else, we can actually take that storyline and we can create it as our own. So we call that imprinting. So again, it goes to what we said in the other previous ones of being aware of your inventory of the people around you, your environment, your perspective, and the storylines and the things that we say to ourselves. So we have some questions for you to think about in terms of how you can help with your negative self-talk. Question 1, what are the stories you say about yourself and how do you think they block you from manifesting? Question 2, if you feel yourself talking or thinking negatively about yourself, stop, ask yourself, is this true? If so, how can you change it? 3, is this negative self-talk becoming a pattern in your life that needs to be broken? So if you want to stay with us and increase your manifestations while we keep it real about manifesting, please like and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn more about self-awareness, go to our next video where we talk about working with ego.